Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am creating a tarot tag, hashtag travel visits with the tarot. I haven't done any traveling this summer, and as I say goodbye to my summer decks, I thought it would be fun to pull some of them in and take them to some places that I didn't go, but maybe would like to. So I looked up the top 10 travel destinations, and I'm starting with the US edition, and I'm picking 5 of them on the list. The first 5 on the list were national parks, and I wanted to pick places that were different from each other to give us some variety. So these are not the top 5 places in the US to visit, but they are from the list of the top 10. This video is going to be part travel vlog, part tarot show and tell. So allow me to introduce you to the first place on the list. The number 1 on the best places to visit in the USA for 2023 is Glacier National Park. And glaciers, I'm going to read from the top 10 list. Glaciers are the main draw of this Montana National Park, but its more than 700 lakes, 2 mountain ranges, and multiple waterfalls are equally impressive. Hiking is the most popular pastime for visitors thanks to the park's mix of easy trails like Rocky Point and challenging routes such as Grinnell Glacier and the Highline Trail. But you should also allot time for driving the spectacular Going to the Sun Road, which typically opens late June through October. Additionally, the area is a prime spot for kayaking, canoeing, and fishing in summer, and cross-country skiing, snowshoeing in winter. Plus, wild animals like boars, bears, and elk are frequently spotted here. So the tarot deck that I thought would enjoy the Glacier National Park and a Montana vacation is my Anne of Green Gables tarot. Here are the backs, and I'm going to head over to this side so we can keep our pictures of the Glacier National Park to really get us in the mood here. But I felt like the Anne of Green Gables tarot, Anne of Green Gables, I would love to go to on vacation with. She seems so much fun, but this particular vacation seems quite wholesome, and as does Anne of Green Gables. And so I feel like she would enjoy a Montana vacation. I enjoy this deck very much. It was on my list, and I got it in an eBay lot, a mysterious eBay lot where they didn't name the decks, but I spotted her on the table, and I knew, and I knew it was coming. You can get this deck on Game Crafter, I think. But it just is so wholesome. I enjoyed watching Anne of Green Gables as a child. I believe I read the books as well. Just, yes. So I feel like Anne of Green Gables would highly enjoy our Montana vacation together. And I have a second deck because we're going to be showing 10 decks, although we're only going to 5 places. Because, you know, solo travel is fun, but you always have the awkward moment where you're like, you have to go to the bathroom and you need somebody to watch your bags. So we're bringing along to watch our bags. To watch Anne's bags while we're in Montana, and just somebody to chat on the trip with. You know, it's nice. This is the Tarot of Plants. I feel like this deck obviously is in nature, and I feel like it would enjoy walking those trails, finding the different elements of the cards on our little walks down the trail. I would never, I am laughing because I would probably not go for a hike, even if I went to Glacier National Park. But this deck would go. This deck would go with someone I would go with, I'm sure. So I really feel like it would enjoy its Montana excursion. And let's just see how Anne of Green Gables and the plant tarot might enjoy time together. Ooh, they look good together. I think this is going to be a perfect duo to go on vacation together. Yes. Okay, on to our next vacation spot. So our next vacation spot, and number 2 on the best places to visit in the USA for 2023, is Maui. With idyllic beaches and verdant parks, Maui offers an ample opportunity to relax. Here you can admire the stunning scenery as you cruise along the road to Hana, fly the Hawaiian island on a helicopter tour, or lounge across the black sands. Rather cool off than sunbathe, sign up for a snorkeling tour. And for an unforgettable experience, make a reservation to see the sunrise. Sampling Maui's seafood is also a must. For this trip to Maui, I've particularly been pulling out of my summer basket just as a reminder, because there are plenty of contenders who I'm sure would love to go to Maui. I can think of the Flow Tarot would love to go to Maui. There are so many watery decks that would just, everyone would love to go to Maui. But who I'm choosing to bring to Maui, I bring the Tarot of Oneness. The Tarot of Oneness has been, we've had a real, mixed relationship. I've gone from loving it to hating it to being indifferent to liking it again. But I feel like this deck feels like sunshine, feels like ocean, feels like it needs a trip to Maui, because I've been kind of mean to it. Like, I love you, I hate you, I love you again. So I'm bringing the Tarot of Oneness to Maui as way of apology. For being hard on it, which I was. I was so unfair. But here she stays, and you know, we're trying. But look, it's just like glowing with the sunshine in places. So I feel like the Tarot of Oneness would enjoy our Maui vacation, and along with, as our travel companion, I'm going to bring, well, it's a little gold foil. It's the Tarot of the Cosmic Seed. This is a Kickstarter. And this also feels kind of like, has the Maui vibe. It's very lush, very, I don't know. To me, it just does have that kind of like, I live by the ocean. These are just all going to be upside down, and we're just gonna go with it, because I use this deck and that's what happens. But I feel like this also definitely has that Maui vibe with the lush flowers. Oh, she's so beautiful. So I'm also bringing this deck to Maui. And let's see how they pair up. Our of the Cosmic Seed and the Tarot of Oneness. Let's look. Come over a bit. Ooh, they're pretty together. Yes. They are going to have a perfect holiday. Beautiful, right? Okay, on to our next travel destination. So next on our travel destination is Seattle, voted number 22 in the best places to visit in the USA for 2023. And Seattle may be known for its consistently soggy weather, but this city in the Pacific Northwest has plenty to offer travel buffs. First things first, grab a coffee. Seattle is the undisputed epicenter of this popular caffeinated beverage and is home to Starbucks world headquarters. Then spend some time mingling with locals and tourists at Pike Place Market before heading over to Discovery Park to walk the trails and admire West Point Lighthouse. Or get a dose of Seattle's art scene while perusing the exhibits at the Seattle Art Museum. So, who are we bringing to Seattle with us? First up, who's coming on our Seattle trip with us is the Tarot of Curious Creatures. I don't know why I think I think they would enjoy this. I just do. Just do. I feel like my impression of Seattle, I've never been there, so this is from a pure person looking at their at their travel agents magazines and trying to decide where to go. And I think it might be the Starbucks kind of reference, but it feels like quite Gen Gen Z. And so does the Curious Creatures to me. I feel like I feel like one of them would start a coffee shop, live in Seattle, work in Seattle, enjoy Seattle. I feel like they're ready for the rain. They're not too fussy. And they also love the warm weather. They look like they would enjoy the hikes on the trails and just definitely have a real good time there. But this feels like it could be the perfect deck to take along with to Seattle. And who is a travel companion, you ask? Well, for this one, I didn't pick another tarot. I picked an oracle because it had to go. It was sitting there staring at me on the shelf saying, I know you're just doing tarot, but just let me be the only oracle. And I was like, oh, okay. We're going to bring the Cup of Contemplation cards. We have to bring them to Seattle. This deck is available on Make Playing Cards, I believe. It's by Julie from Peekaboo Rose. It's a great oracle. Has questions of contemplation while you have your coffee. We have to bring it. So those are going to. And then let's just have a look and see how they're going to get along. Beautifully, I think. Right? They are going to have a fantastic trip. Let's find out where our next destination is, because I need a vacation. So our next travel destination is number 21 on the best places to visit in the USA for 2023, and that is New Orleans. American cities are home to cultures as unique as the Big Easy's, offering a blend of influences from the Caribbean, West Africa, Europe, and other locales. New Orleans has a distinct personality. Music lovers flock here to immerse themselves in the city's rich jazz, blues, and rock and roll scenes, and history buffs enjoy attractions like the National World War II Museum and the New Orleans African American Museum. Meanwhile, foodies can feast on gumbo in between sightseeing. After filling up on tasty fare, check out Bourbon Street's nightlife or sign up for an evening ghost tour. Now, I don't have much of a reference point for Louisiana, but there is one person who is trying to educate me, and that is Danny Mystic. And so I would have to bring Mystic Masters to New Orleans with me. Hopefully, see Danny and have her do a reading for me with the Mystic Masters. I'm just gonna hold it up, and I don't know that this deck particularly speaks of New Orleans itself, but it certainly must have that energy built into it somewhere. So I'm going to be bringing Mystic Masters with me. And with Mystic Masters, the other deck that I'm going to bring is the Victorian Romantic Tarot. And I feel like this is, I have the big box version. But I feel like there is this history with New Orleans, and this deck feels like it definitely has that. It's quite fancy, which I feel like New Orleans feels like a very down-to-earth city, but with the French Quarter, it feels like there is some fanciness in its history as well. And so I feel like this deck would be quite at home too. Let's see how these two decks pair together. It's interesting because it almost makes Mr. Masters feel a little modern, which of course it's not at all. Interesting pairing. I think they're going to be great vacation buddies though, for sure. Okay, let's see where our next vacation spot is. I think this is our last vacation spot, and it's a good one. It's a good one. Here we go. And our last vacation spot is number 13 in the best places to visit in the USA for 2023, and that is New York City. New York City, known for its diverse cultural scene, the Big Apple boasts so many things to do that it puts most of its U.S. peers to shame. Whether you choose to spend the day perusing the Metropolitan Museum of Art's exhibits, catching a show on Broadway, or trying the city's famous pizza, chances are you'll never find yourself feeling bored here. Consider a walking tour to experience different neighborhoods, or a food tour to get acquainted with all the delicious cuisine. When you need some respite from the city's busy nightlife and soaring skyscrapers, retreat to the scenic Central Park or the artsy High Line. But who I am bringing on my New York vacation is the Millennial Tarot. It feels modern, edgy, ready to party in the Big Apple. And this was the first one that I thought of when I thought of New York City. This deck I enjoy so much, even though it's so hard to shuffle because it's too big and it's too thick. It could be one or the other, but not both. You have to pick. But this one gets away with both. Listen to that thick cardstock. Oh, and it just feels like New York to me. My impression of New York City. I visited New York City when I was 10 or 12 for a weekend, and that is my the full dose that I have had. But this is what it feels like to me based on my Midwestern lens. So I would bring the Millennial Tarot. And along with the Millennial Tarot, I would bring the Rosebud Tarot. This deck, although not as urban as the Millennial Tarot, and it's a little bit out in the universe, right? Not really on the earth, but it feels like New York City to me. Like this, the place where it's at. And I can't really explain why I feel like that, but I just do. Maybe New York City in a different time. Maybe not New York City 2023. Maybe New York City 1910. But that's what it feels like to me, particularly in the, I think it's the Empress card, which we may have already passed. Let me see if I can find her. So this card and this card, for some reason, both remind me of Central Park. I don't know why, but they do. So I'm bringing the Rosebud Tarot and the Millennial Tarot. And let's have a little look and see how we think they might get along. Oh, it's quite interesting, right? A very different style. But I think it kind of works. Especially because this, with its keywords, kind of has a bit more of an oracle feel. I feel like these would make a really good pairing together in a reading. Modern New York and vintage New York. just a couple more. And then that is all I have for you this time. And if you want to play along, I would absolutely love that. And the hashtag is travel visits with the tarot. Thanks for watching. See you next time.